Webinar Wednesdays. On behalf of the entire IPDAE team and the Florida Department of Education, we're glad that you could join us today. Today, we thought it would be useful to take you through a quick journey through the website and direct you to some new, fresh PD that has just been posted and is ready for you and your colleagues to use immediately. Today's webinar and all IPDAE webinars are recorded and archived for you to use later. I'm June Rawl, IPDAE's Project Director. Today presenting with me is Joseph Reed. Joseph is our Technology Director and is the architect and coordinator of all the ins and outs of the website. IPDAE's website has grown tremendously. We are now over 20,000 strong. That's unique users, and that's all because of you. A big thank you. Endorsed by the Florida Department of Education and fueled by rich resources that were created for and by adult educators, have put Florida on the map as a relevant PD provider. Zelda Rogers, our Adult Education Director from the Florida Department of Education, will be on the webinar today via voice chat to address any questions that you may have and that you may want to know from the Florida Department of Education's perspective. Today, we're going to take a closer look at some resources that you've been asking for. Do you need some new lesson plans that identify the newly adopted college and career readiness standards? How about some quick digestible pieces of PD surrounding the key shifts in college and career readiness for ELA and some instructional strategies to teach them with? Do you need some tangible takeaways to directly implement into your adult education programs? Are you wondering how to track your PD activity in IPDAE? Or are you simply looking for some quick and easy answers to some questions you might be having? Today we hope we'll be able to help you resolve those questions. Well, with all that being said, I'm going to now turn over the presentation to Joseph. Joseph will provide you with a detailed overview of these pressing questions and guide you through where to find them. Remember, use the chat bar, ask questions. We're here to assist you. So enjoy the webinar. Joseph?
Hello and welcome to all our attendees today. We're going to spend some time going through the IPDAE resources. So first, we're going to cover several areas of resources that are available to you. And I'm going to demonstrate the location and use of the site as we go through this process. So some of the new resources will include some new lesson plans that are related to math, ABE, and I'll show you how to get those and where they're located. I'm also going to show you a new feature we implemented that allows us to identify the CCRS standard that pairs with the resources that are available on the website for your convenience. And I'll demonstrate the area for frequently asked questions where we have some tips on how to understand some commonly asked topics. So I'm going to now transition to the website. Hold one second. And you now should see the home page of the IPDAE website. I'm going to navigate around a few features for your benefit. The website is organized by the top primary navigation and allows you to get to all resources. The home page also highlights those resources under different channels. So we have the 4 channels for ABE, GED and AHS, ESOL, and FICAPS. FICAPS is formerly known as AECP. So, for example, if you wanted to access the lesson plans, you could simply go to the ABE, and then we have all of the content resources segmented by resource types, lessons, links, toolkits, etc. For this example, I'm going to show you are the lessons. You simply click lessons, and it navigates you to the lessons on the page listed by subheading: reading, writing, language, speaking and listening, and math. These are the newly added lesson plans that were recently posted. There are 10 new math ABE lesson plans here for you. This is similar to all the other lesson plans in all the other channels. To access a lesson plan, simply click the link that you see active. That allows you to bring up each lesson plan and its information as a PDF document. You can then save or print the PDF file from your browser using your browser icons up here. Different browsers have the different icons in different positions. So, additionally, this new option that's available with each lesson plan, you'll see here is a code. This code signifies the College and Career Readiness Standards Code. And this is being explained and taught in our trainings, our virtual trainings, our face-to-face workshops, etc., on how to understand the standards and what they mean. So we are incorporating, in addition to the lessons, the labeling of these standards with and pairing them with the actual resources. So for convenience, you'll see the actual codes listed next to each topic and the applicable standard that correlates to the resource. If you hover over it, it explains and translates the code. Now, how does this tie to frequently asked questions? As I mentioned, we're going to show you the new lesson plans, how to access them, which I'm doing now. In addition to that, the new labeling that we've implemented, which is the codes that correlate to each lesson. But in addition to that, say for example, you weren't clear on what the standards are or how to translate the code identifiers. That's now available in what we call the FAQs, or frequently asked questions. If you click that, that will direct you to that page where all of the frequently asked questions are segmented by topics. For example, what are the CCRS ABE reading, writing, speaking and listening, and language? So if you click that or expand these, it will give you a breakdown or explanation of what anchor standard matches the description. And this corresponds to each of the subject topics. Remember, when using the website, you can generally get to any area of the site at the primary navigation at the top. You can always go back to ABE resources if you will, and click on other resource areas. Again, back to lessons if you want, or maybe videos. And this is the same for each of the channels, whether it's GED, ESOL, but the corresponding subject matter would relate to each channel. So that's how it's organized. I'll return to the home page and we'll continue. So one of the major and new additions to the website is the e-trainings area. This area houses the e-training modules. These modules are self-paced and generally run about 30 minutes or less for each part. They're obviously convenient and easy to use. They were developed by subject matter experts that are in the field and can be used as a professional development recertification resource. Additionally, the modules, once they're taken and gone through, you can take the post-test. And once completing the post-test, each participant can get a certificate of participation. Let me remind and stress that although these are available for your access and use, that IPDAE is not responsible for monitoring or controlling the in-service hours qualifications. That's at the discretion of each district. So I'll take you through a demonstration of some of our newly added modules. Back to the website. So there's a couple different options within the website that allow you to access the e-trainings. One of the core functional areas of the site and most valuable areas of the site is the portal login. That's when users have their own private portal account. And I'll go into that in more detail shortly. You can access the e-trainings modules from your portal account once you're logged in, and you don't have to log in anymore at that point. If you were to try and access it now, it's going to give you the preview and then ask you to log in. So you must have a portal account to access the modules. This allows us to track your activity and history. So you simply access it by clicking eTrainings, or once you're logged in, clicking eTrainings. I'm going to log in with an existing portal account. And show you how that's available once you're logged in. So once you're logged into your portal account, you enter your portal dashboard. On the right hand side, you see it says eTrainings Catalog. This will direct you to the same area as if you click eTrainings here once you're logged in. This initiates the training portal area, and you then have access to all of our training modules. Now, this instance reflects my activity for the account that I'm showing you today. Everybody's account is specific to their activity, so yours may not look identical to mine. However, it will track your pace, your activity, what you've enrolled for, what you completed, etc. So you may see a state where this does not say completed on yours, and it may say enroll. That allows you to start the actual course for the first time. This particular instance reflects that I've completed one module, which had 3 parts, and I'm in the process of completing the second. To demonstrate a little bit about the modules, I'll take you into one now. So this particular module is for ELA. It's module 2 and it has 3 parts and a post-test. It's progressive. What that means is that once you complete part 1, you can advance to part 2. Once you complete part 2, you can advance to part 3. You cannot jump around out of order. It's locked, so you can't advance to part 3 until I've completed part 1 or part 2. So I'm going to go ahead and access part 2 so you can get a little bit of idea or preview of what to expect inside of the modules. Generally, all of our modules reflect a similar flow and information pattern.
Getting to the core. Florida's ABE College and Career Readiness Standards for ELA. Module 2, Part 2. Part 2. Teaching towards the shifts in the ABE classroom. Strategies for close reading.
As just shown in the example, the modules reflect a pairing of audio, visual, and text to complement the module and the teaching of the trainings. So you'll see that you'll hear a voice, you'll have visual interactivity, and along the way there may be quick quizzes and times to reflect. I'll advance to one other screen to let you see a little more.
What is close reading? Think for a moment about the way that you read when you have to learn something new. What do you do as you read the text? Do you take notes? Do you stop and think about what you are reading?
So, the interface of the modules present a menu and notes where you can click on the notes and read the text at your pace if it's going quicker than you would like. You can also play and pause and navigate forward and backwards. You have the freedom to maneuver around the course as you like. And from time to time, the course will reference the Resources tab, which is located here. And there is downloadable activities and resources that you can use and add to your personal professional library.
If you have trouble understanding some aspect of the text, do you just give up, or do you go back and reread it to see if there is something that you missed? Do you access your own background knowledge about the text? Most likely your answer to each of these questions is yes. What close reading requires of students. The Partnership for Assessment of Readiness for
So that's a little bit about the courses. Now I can also navigate around and jump around if you like.
It is important that whatever process you choose, that it be purposeful. When teaching close reading, students need to know what they are doing, why they are doing it, and what will happen after they finish. That is why it is so important that you have a reflection activity planned for students after they have completed a close reading of a text.
So again, this gives you an idea of kind of the interactivity what to expect in terms of the information and the format in which the courses are put together. So for now, I'll exit this. And upon exiting, it returns you back to we call it the Learning Management System interface. And you'll see that it shows this icon as yellow, signifying that it's in progress. The green check signifies that it's completed. And again, the lock pad indicates that it's locked. The post-tests are generally about 15 or less questions. And again, once completing that with a 75% or greater success, you can get a certificate of participation. And I'll show you how to access that. So on the upper left-hand corner of the menu within the Learning e-trainings area, you'll see some navigation options. My trainings, training catalog, which basically is all of the modules that are available to you, and then my activities. Within my activity, it shows basically a progress and reports of where you are with your courses, how many you're taking, which ones you've completed, how long did it take you to complete them, etc. So it's just some statistical data on how you're performing through your modules. Additionally, I'll show you how to access the certificate. So within your activity, if you click on courses, you'll see a list of all courses that are either completed or in progress. Those that are completed and with a post-test successfully completed, you'll see a little icon that signifies a certificate. If you simply click on that, you can download, which I'll do now, and print or save that file, and you'll see what it looks like here. I'll enlarge it so everyone can see. So that's the certificate for each module that's available. Okay, back to the website. So let's continue. I'm going to now cover a few commonly how-tos on the website. One key area is how to stay in contact with IPDAE. It's important for us to be available to you to entertain your questions, concerns, and ideas as well. We certainly welcome feedback from all of our attendees. And to do that is on the website, available on every page, no matter where you are, there's a top option that says contact. If you click that, that presents a form that allows you to submit any kind of inquiry you may have, whether it's a support question, a question about information. You simply fill out the form, type your comments or statements, and hit submit. Send message, and we'll receive that in and process that. Additionally, there's an option to join the mailing list if you check yes here. Or let's say you just wanted to join the mailing list and not contact about any other topic. You can do that at the bottom. So if you click join mailing list, that allows us to just add a user who's not obviously in the portal already to our mailing list, and you'll be included on any email communication that IPDAE sends out. Now, the nice thing and the good news is that if you have a portal account and you're a portal user, signified by me having this account and logging in already, you're already going to be on our mailing list, and you're already should be receiving our communications at this point. Another commonly used feature on the site is registering for events. IPDAE offers a lot of workshops, webinars, and other programs that we encourage members and users to access and register for, so we can track your activity and your attendance. how to do that. So one of the most commonly used areas of the website is the events calendar, and I'll click that now. And what that is a month-by-month segment of all events that are coming up for IPDAE that's related to face-to-face workshops, virtual trainings or webinars, or any other kind of event that is related to IPDAE. So when you have a portal account and you're logged in already, it's as simple as a click of a button. You basically go through the calendar, find the event that you're interested in. If you need more details, just simply click more details. And if you wanted to register for it, you hit view registration information. Or simply hit register from the event here if you're confident that you want to register for a particular event. What that does is it gives the event details once again and the register now. Upon hitting the register now button while you're logged in, it will immediately register you for the event and send you an automatic registration confirmation email. So you can have that for your record as a reminder of when the event is and what time it is. I'm not going to do that now because I don't want to actually register for this event, but after this you will get a success message, and that's basically it. Now, in the event that you're not logged in, I'll show you what happens. Let's say you're not logged in and you wanted to check out an event. Let's see what's coming up in November. And let's say I'm interested into this math workshop. And I hit register. It's going to prompt you to log in. And I'll do that. Now let's say, for example, I don't have a portal account. Simple enough, where you just create one. And to do that, you hit register now as a new user. And it's a simple form you fill out one time. And the benefit of filling this out one time is that it saves you from having to do this ever again, and your actions going forward will be much simpler and quicker. But as a new user, this is what the form looks like. We capture some profile information. It's pretty short form, and you hit submit. After that, you can register easily by one click of a button. Okay, so I'm going to log back in now as the user account that I was in before and continue. So another area that's a commonly used feature is the change my password option. And I want to show you how to do that because a lot of times users forget their password and they have to reset it. So I'm going to log out again and show you that in the event that you don't remember your password, you simply, when you're at the login screen, there's an option that says forgot password. You click here to reset. Enter your email address, the verification code, and hit send. What will happen is a temporary password will be sent to you via email. Once you receive that, you simply come back to the login screen, enter in your email address and the password, the temporary password that was sent to you via email, and hit login. So the topic was how to change the password. So once you're in your portal dashboard, on the far right, there's an option that says manage profile. Within that, you can change your password, which you can change it from the temporary one easily by entering in the current password, the temporary one, or your old one, and entering in the new one and confirming it and hit submit. That will become your new password after hitting submit. Another option in manage profile is, again, the same data that we captured for your profile when you set up the account can easily be edited or changed or updated to keep reference in case you say change your phone number, etc. All right, so a couple of the areas I want to cover within the portal that I think are very important, and I'll go through them now and then I'll demonstrate. One is going to be the activity history. This is again is an area where we track your events, what you registered for, your attendance of those events, in case you want to use them to try and get service credit hours. And we track also the course activity, which I've already shown you in the LMS, where you go and you can see which courses that you've taken, which ones you've completed, and which ones you have a certificate for. So the event registration history, let's take a look at that. Within the portal, again, everybody's options can be slightly different based on your experience and your history with IPDAE. So the different events that you've attended, signed up for, taken will reflect differently than what they will in this test case. So under activity history, if you click, you'll see my event history and my e-trainings history. Under my event registration history, there is an option to go back in time and pick a date range of which events you are concerned about or care about. This will then list all of the events that you've registered for and or attended. You can also segment these by conferences, webinars, and workshops. And simply enough, this listing would be longer if I had more registered events. In this case, there's only one, but whether it's one or whether there's 10 or more, doesn't really matter. You would still have the same options here, and then you have the option to export this as a PDF. And I'll do that now so you can see what that looks like. One second. So when you export the PDF, it's just going to put it on a local drive location. And then I can go retrieve it. So the file was saved to my local drive. I've now did it. I've exported it. And you can see it's a reflection in a PDF document that you can print, save, or email that reflects the records that are within my portal account. So we just simply made an export option for you to use and export your history to use for your convenience. The e-training history. This tracks your progress, as I've said prior, for the completion of your courses, your e-training modules that are taken online. So let me be clear. The e-training are online training modules that are accessible via the website and are taken on the website, and that's tracked within your portal. So the workshops are trainings too as well, but they're face-to-face. So we distinguish them a little differently. And those are tracked within your registration history and will reflect whether you attended or registered for the event. And then additionally, we have what we refer to as resources or workshop training resources. So if any of you that have taken any of our face-to-face trainings, usually there are resources and documents that are offered and made available to you. We package those items and documents and resources electronically and post them within the portal area. And I'll show you a reflection of that now. So within this portal account, on the right-hand side, if you see something, you'll see an option that says Trainer Resources. And within that, I have Career and College Readiness Language Arts Training, and I have also Math Trainer Docs. Again, this will reflect your experience in which workshops you've attended and which resources are available to you. In this case, you'll see that I'll go into the math, for example, that I have access to various documents, PowerPoints, PDFs related to this math training. So that's simple enough that it will reflect your experience and the documents that will be made available to you based on the workshops that you've attended. So I'm going to now see if we have any questions that I can respond to, and I encourage you to, if you do have a question, to pose it into the chat or questions option, and I'll respond to that and address it. We do have one question from one person, and they asked, how do I log in? I have a number. I'm not sure which number they're referring to, but the login process, which I'll show you, involves an email address and a password. So just to recap that, anytime you want to log into the website or log into your portal account, you access portal login, enter your email address and your password. If you don't have a portal account, when you create one, at the time of creation, you establish the password then. So as reflected on the form that I'm showing you now, you enter your email address and you decide what your password is going to be at that time. That becomes your password. You only need to reset it if you forget what it is. So that's how you log in. All right, I see a couple other questions. I'm going to respond to those. One question is, are there any trainings that will fulfill the SWD requirement for our teaching certificates? And I'm not familiar with that SWD acronym, so I'm gonna reach out to my colleague June Raw and ask her to respond to that question if she can.
Hello, everyone. I'm actually going to have to let Zelda answer that. Zelda?
Okay, I'm not sure what that SWD stands for either. Could you pose that question and spell that out for us?
Student with disabilities.
Students with disabilities. We would have to check back through the list, June. I'm not sure what we have on there. I know that it's something we've talked about, but I don't know if we've had a previous one posted.
Okay, well, Sandra, Sandra's is the person asking. We have your information. What we'll do is we'll follow up and we'll get a response back to you directly on that question. Okay? All right, another question is, if you've already taken webinars, but you've never created a login, and then you create a login, does those previous webinars show up? Okay. Well, at this point in time, we're tracking history from the time the portal accounts were established going forward. However, we are working to backfill any workshops that were face-to-face with dates to give an account for those in your portal account. With regard to webinars, at this point it's going forward, but what we are doing is we're working toward how to allow a user to view the webinar recording, and then we can log that as being attending the webinars. So there's a couple different things on that we're working to try and satisfy those folks that may have attended a webinar prior to us having the tracking capability. All right, we have another question here. Whenever I do what you're asking, instructing, referencing to signing in, it does not work. I've tried resetting and it does not work. Thank you, James, for asking that question. What we found in that case is that it's twofold. One issue is related to staff or users of the Department of Corrections. There's a firewall block that stops users from accessing the site. However, if you're not in that scenario, what we found is that the browser Internet Explorer version 10 or less has a complication. So what we encourage users to do is use Internet Explorer version 11 or any other browser like Chrome, Firefox, Safari. that generally will satisfy the issue. Until we can find a solution for the older IE versions, that's going to be the remedy. Okay? And we have a question from Carolyn Allen. If you are using with a group for a professional development, do each of the attendees need to register? In response to that, it is nice and preferred that every user have their own individual portal account. In a group setting, what we do is we provide login sheets to a group leader. They then manually take down each person that's in attendance. And then what we do is we will backfill that into the portal data and associate that person with their portal account. So it's still a requirement that each user have an individual portal account, but we can still pair it back to that portal account if they attend a group session. It's just done after the fact. I hope that answers that question. And I don't see any other new questions, but what I'll do is we have a log of all questions that have come in. If I've been remiss in noticing any questions that may have been posed, I will respond to those directly via email. And at this point, I'll turn it back over to June Wall.
Thank you, Joseph. I hope that this webinar has helped you to navigate your way through IPDAE with an easier and more, fun way to access some great resources and be able to enjoy it and pass it on to your staff. As Joseph pointed out, it's really easy to stay connected with us. You can keep active through many different ways, through these webinars like you're doing on Wednesdays, the face-to-face workshops, the e-training, and a lot more. Don't forget, we're just like a click away. You can email us, you can phone us, you can contact us in any fashion that you want to. We would love to hear from you. A lot of the great ideas come from all of you in the field of adult education, and that's why the website is really experiencing such great success. On behalf of all of us, I really want to thank all of you for your time today, your precious time, and most of all for your commitment to getting our students just one step closer to being college and career ready. Next Wednesday, there's a really great webinar that if you're not already signed up for, I encourage you and your staffs to sign up for it. It's really going to be concentrated on ABE Math. So go ahead and go to that event calendar and click on and register for it. With that, I really don't have any more comments unless there's some last minute questions here, but I just really want to thank all of you because this website is our website and something that we all should be really very proud of. And Joseph, that was a great presentation. Thank you.
No, and thanks to all our attendees today. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.